morning. Today is Monday, April the 14th of 2025, and here we are, another Holy Week. For those who are familiar with the First Baptist Church of Gaston, this is actually the fourth time we've done our Holy Week videos, and we're doing it again. This year, I'm super excited that I was able to publish my very first work, which is Holy Week Devotional Guide 2025, which I have here in my lap. Hopefully, you've been able to obtain your physical copy by now and you were able to read it and go through it this morning. If not, you can access that online at www.firstbaptistgaston.org on the Holy Week tab. And you'll see this morning that we are beginning Holy Week in our church nursery. This is where many of you have started in our church, whether it was this physical room or other physical nurseries through the years, where when you were born, this is where your parents took you to be cared for and loved for by people of the church. What we're celebrating this week began when Jesus came to earth in the form of a baby. Of course, nobody expected that. They expected a king to come and to rule and to take control. But he came as a meek, low, humble baby. Well, by now, Holy Week, this baby has grown up. And this week, we see that the baby Jesus has grown up to be a 33-year-old man who was going to go through the events that we'll discuss and you'll read in your personal devotional time this week. And that later on this week, we will celebrate his resurrection this coming Sunday. But first, we've got a lot to get through. Hopefully this morning you read Mark chapter 11, verses 12 through 19. Today being Monday of Holy Week, we know that in verse 12 of Mark 11, Mark decides to open up with the fact that Jesus was human. If you look there in verse 12, it says that he was hungry. I wrote in our devotional this morning, you and I might translate that he was hangry, right? And so Jesus goes up to a fig tree expecting to find little green knops that were edible. Not necessarily tasty, but they were edible. Because the fig tree had leaves. And if the fig tree had leaves, this would have been March or April, then knops would have been found in the leaves because the green knops were to grow before the leaves. Meaning, if there were leaves on a fig tree, then you would be able to find a snack within the leaves. Jesus goes up to the fig tree, sees the leaves, finds nothing, and decides to curse the fig tree. We know later that day he also goes to the temple, and this is where Jesus shows righteous anger, and he flips the tables of the temple simply because they were not worshiping the way they were intended to. They had made the house of God into a den of robbers. And so on this first day of Holy Week, just a very simple thought I want to leave with you. Jesus does not like it when you and I promise things on the outside. We put up a front, or we make something seem as if it's not really true. Don't be that kind of Christian today. Don't be the kind of Christian that portrays and promises one thing on the outside, but on the inside there's no fruit, there's no production. I want to encourage you as you read through today, does your life mirror the temple and the fig tree? Or does your life mirror the fruits of the Spirit that the Apostle Paul discusses in Galatians 5? That choice is up to you. But don't be the kind of Christian with no fruit on your tree. I hope you have a great Monday of Holy Week, and we will see you tomorrow morning for Tuesday of Holy Week. This is our Holy Week video series. Make sure you share this with your friends. Join us for Wednesday night worship this coming Wednesday at 7, midweek worship. And then, of course, Sunday we'll have sunrise service at 7, breakfast to follow, small groups at 9:45, worship at 11, and no D groups on Easter Sunday. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Thanks for tuning in.